In the comics, the life of Rick Rogers Flagg Jr. is inseparable from the history of the Suicide Squad itself. Regretting the government disbanding of the Justice Society a decade earlier, President Harry S. Truman initiated Task Force X in the 1950s. He wanted this new squad to have two sides, one with civilians to deal with the growing mass criminal problem, the other a military side to be headed up by Rick Montgomery Flagg Sr. Flagg loaded the unit with a group of servicemen who called themselves the Suicide Squad. At about this time, Rick Jr. was born and was raised by his dad to believe that sacrifice was the equivalent of heroism, a lesson reinforced when Rick's mother was killed saving him from a car collision. Despite being on track to make his astronaut dreams come true, the military called on Rick Jr. to take his father's place on the Suicide Squad when Rick Sr. was killed heroically and self-sacrificially in action. Out of duty, Rick Jr. put his plans on hold and accepted his father's dying request. Under Flagg and his girlfriend Karen, the military and civilian branches were merged, taking on public and high-profile threats as diverse as monsters, aliens, and organized crime. But they met with disaster at the hands of a Yeti, killing 2 members and leaving Karen unresponsive. The Suicide Squad was disbanded. Flagg was assigned to an undercover mission to infiltrate a group called the Forgotten Heroes, where he was exposed to working with metahumans and costumed psychos. When Amanda Waller pushed to get the new Suicide Squad reinstated, merging military might with expendable criminals, Flagg was her first choice to lead the team on the field. It is Flagg who makes the Suicide Squad's command and tactical decisions on the ground. He also holds the trigger that can instantly explode the devices implanted in his involuntary soldiers. He generally hates the dishonorable villains he has to supervise, but he tolerates anything due to his loyalty to Amanda Waller, his country, and his father's memory. Colonel Rick Flagg Jr. is voiced by Adam Baldwin in an episode of Justice League Unlimited called Task Force X, where his team of villains try to steal a weapon from the Watchtower for Waller. Baldwin reprised the role for Flagg's appearance in the Arkham Origins video game. Flagg's only live-action incarnation was during the final season of Smallville, leading a version of the Suicide Squad and working against the Vigilante Registration Act. Joel Kinnaman may be best known as the unpredictable junkie cop in The Killing and the clean-cut presidential candidate in House of Cards, but he looks pretty convincing as the straight-laced military babysitter of a helicopter full of unpredictable bad guys. Have them home by midnight, Rick.
Remember, you can't say it was better in the comics if you don't know what happened in the comics. So go ahead and click on the face of any other member of the Suicide Squad you want to know all the deets on. Or, you can click right here to watch our playlist of every video and learn everything there is to know about every member of the team.